And welcome back. You know, the holidays are a joyful time to spend with family and friends, but you want to make sure you do it responsibly and you know your rights. Here with some tips is Shawn Brown. He's the owner of the law office of Shawn C. Brown. This is so timely. I'm so glad that you're on the show today. You want to be responsible, right? So if you're pulled over for a DWI, what should you do?
Good morning, Paul. Thanks for having me on. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
And it is the holiday season, office parties, Christmas parties, and all that. You know, everybody needs to go into it with a plan. Hey, I'm going to go to the party. I'm going to have one glass of wine. Because in the state of Texas, you can have a drink and get behind the wheel as long as you're not intoxicated, you know, in violation of the laws of the state of Texas. So it's important, you know, to have a plan. And if you have that extra drink or two or whatever the case may be, you know, use Uber, a taxi, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. But if you find yourself pulled over on the side of the road or even getting arrested, you need to call me immediately.
You know, so the light's going off behind you, you're pulled over to the side of the road. Do you have rights? What rights do you have?
Sure, absolutely. You have a right to refuse. By the time they've approached your vehicle and they ask you, usually it's a speeding infraction, didn't use your blinker or something of that nature. They're going to come up to the car, ask you for your name, you know, where are you coming from, where are you going to, have you had anything to drink tonight? And once you admit, yes, I've had that one glass of wine or whatever the case may be, they're going to get you out of the vehicle and act on the side of caution and investigate. Right.
And so let's say that you are arrested for DWI. How long do you have to request a hearing? Get that ball rolling, I guess.
Sure. You have about you have 15 days from the date of arrest to request that hearing. And a lot of people believe, oh, if I don't do the breath test, if I refuse it, my license is automatically going to be suspended. And that's not necessarily the case. It can be suspended whether you do it or don't do the breath test. So it's important. You have a right to refuse it. You have a right to refuse the field sobriety test, because at that point in time, when they're offering for you to do these challenging tests on the side of the road with the flashlight in your eyes and traffic going by,
that's
and all that.
Very.
And a lot of people are nervous. And what's normal for you is not going to be what's normal for me. And so they're trying to compare and look for normal, but anything you do, they're going to critique and say, oh, it was because he was intoxicated that he had to ask that question, or whatever the case may be. And so you have a right to refuse the field sobriety test and the breath test for that matter. You always want to be polite and respectful when you're interacting with the officer, but you have a right to refuse.
You have a right to refuse. So if you're arrested, what does somebody do?
They call me. Call 210-224-8200. We answer our phones 24/7. We can assist with the bond process. If somebody gets arrested, we can help them get out of jail, and also help with the representation. And again, the time constraint is that first 15 days. You need to request a hearing or your license will automatically be suspended.
All right. Again, they call the phone number, go to the website?
That's correct.
Okay. And there's the information right there, 210-224-8200. All right, thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
And again,
pleasure.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, buddy. Have a good one.
Thanks so